I'm gonna peel the back where we started. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Louder, screaming louder, my superpower. Gonna take you higher.
Hello to all the hair besties in the land. I'm here with my client and longtime friend, Lena. So, as usual, I don't see her for like 8 months at a time. And this is her situation. Take a look, take a look, take a look at her retouche. Okay, so this is her natural hair. She's Asian, obviously, so you know the challenge. You know how it's like lifting level 1, 2, 3 hair to level 9 or 10. It's gonna be a paranormal hair activity situation because it's always like a horror movie. She has a little bit of brocage, because last time I did her hair, I don't remember seeing this. You know, everyone's gonna think, oh, it's chemical damage. No, sometimes the damage is caused by... Yes! And it's okay as long as you admit it. So I'm just gonna get her as light as possible without any further breakage. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. Onto the chair. As you guys can see, if you take a close look, you can see all of the breakage near the crown is just around this little ring area. And this is where she pulls her hair up in a ponytail. And I'm just gonna say this over and over again, but when your hair is lightened this dramatically from this dark of hair, the hair is always more delicate. You have to be more cautious when you tie your hair up. Lena, I mean, you definitely wear your hair up in a high ponytail, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't see it in the back that it caused so much damage.
So you,
breakage.
Is it a scrunchie or a rubber band that you normally?
It's a scrunchie, but I go like really high, and then I do it really tight.
Oh.
And then when I pull, I just pull it out.
Oh, really? Like you just rip it out? Do you hear like a rip when you tear, or you can't really?
I mean, I saw the hair on it, but I didn't think it was like...
So you saw the hair on the scrunchie as you pull it? Well, can you promise me one thing that you will be more gentle as you pull out? Promise?
Yes, I promise.
So yeah, I can't have you looking like a mess because you're gonna be that person at the grocery store lining up and someone's gonna be behind you taking a picture and say, ooh, look, her hair is a mess, and they use it as a meme and they put it up on Facebook. You don't wanna be that person, and I don't want people to think, I did it. Come on over here. So we are gonna turn towards Big 9 Cream Lightener. So if you guys have not used it, Big 9 Cream Lightener lifts to the highest level possible, from level 1 to 9 or 10 sometimes, depending on the hair type. So I am gonna do, I normally mix 1 to 1/2 for the highest lift, 1 to 2 for like more of a standard soft lift. So with Lena, I really want to get her as light as possible, but I just don't want to cause any damage, and I'm not trying to get her platinum. So I think I'm just gonna go with 1 to 2 ratio just so I can spread the product better. This is what I usually do with Big 9 because I get a lot of questions on Facebook. If you need to get all the product out of the tube, I usually just kind of go through the edge right there. All right, so we're gonna go with 40 volume, 1 to 2 ratio. Make sure you use Dedicate Developer. That's very, very important. I'm gonna stir it up with a whisk. And when mixing your lightener, make sure you really whisk and whip it up. Okay, you don't want any chunks or grainy pieces. You really want to stir it gently until it's fully mixed into a whip consistency. Okay, so just keep stirring it and you're gonna have the perfect consistency. So this is the consistency your Big 9 should be in. Look how whipped up it is. It's so nice. And when I'm picking up the lightener, I always scoop it from the side of the bowl just like this, right? Don't dunk the brush in. It's very important to let your brush sit on the bowl just like this. So I'm just gonna section Lena's hair. So as I go along, I have to move quickly. I am gonna use foils, but I just want the product to get on that hair quick. I am gonna keep off of her retouche as much as possible. Okay, so I am gonna open her up. Again, you gotta move quick because we are using 40, and remember, keeping 40 volume off the scalp is very important. What I find over time is using 40 off the scalp and then 20 on the scalp is best because you don't want to burn the scalp. That's very, very crucial because the scalp is very, very sensitive, and if you're using really strong developer, you can create a disaster and the client can have like burns on their scalp and stuff like that. So I am gonna stress it over and over again. So from this point, after I do that and section the hair, I am gonna start in the back because her hair in the back seems to be a lot more healthier than the top of her head. I'm folding it over vertically because I find that if I need to turn the brush horizontally and move down, I get to spread the hair out just like that, and it penetrates all the way through. You guys, I'm so excited. I want you to see this. So we put the foils on. Foils play a key role in incubation so the hair can get light because it conducts heat, it traps heat and keeps the product moist. And the cool thing about using Big 9 is the product stays moist. When you use the powder lightener, sometimes it dries out, but the cool thing about Big 9, it continues to lift. So, are you ready? Look at this beautiful blonde. Look at that. And remember, she is Asian, so you saw what she came in with. See this natural hair that she has on her routage? That's her natural hair. So you see how dark her natural hair is right there, right? And we lifted her in one session using Big 9. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Look at that blonde. We're gonna go in with 20 volume. So this is Big 9 with 20 volume. As you can see, it's nicely whipped and creamy. So now I'm gonna peel her open. We're gonna go in and tap her routage with the 20 volume, okay? Remember, mix 20 volume for the routage, and it's all about patience now. You let that lightener sit, process, and moving nice and gracefully. So now I'm just gonna peel the hair, and you'll see here, I still am gonna do little dissect pieces to get inside, just like so. All right guys, we are back from lightening Lena's hair. As you can see, we got her pretty light, but I want you guys to take a look here. You can see that her hair has been lifted to a nice canvas for us to color over. So I am gonna grab the swatch book here. So if you guys don't have the Guy Tang My Dandy swatch book, do yourself a favor, you're gonna need it. So in the swatch book, there is a swatch page insert that this is your underlining remaining pigment finder that you can see that when you lift the hair up, it goes through all these stages. Usually the hair gets stuck in between these horrendous orange stages, right? Our goal is always to get, usually to get to a 9 and 10, unless you're doing red or copper. So our goal is to be blonde. And you can see that her hair, it almost is a 10, but not quite there, because the 10 is a little bit whiter. The 9 has a little bit more gold yellow, so it's almost like an in-between. It's not as yellow as the 9 swatch, so it's almost like a 9.5, right? Which is fine, because when it lifts up to the light, it reflects and appears like a level 10. So I'm gonna create a natural looking blonde on her, and you will see maybe hints of violet iridescent tones, and I choose those tones for a very specific reason. So I am gonna choose 6IG and 9IG as our glazing pigment. So it's ice gold, so you see a lot of iridescent violet as the primary tone, but there's a subtle hint of gold to counter neutralize the ice, so you get like a balanced icy color. So it's basically very cool. Then I'm also gonna add in 10A demi-permanent. So we're all gonna use demi-permanent here. So 10A is right there. So this is also a violet ash background base. So I'm gonna mix it together with our ice gold here. It's gonna be a beautiful blonde. So come with me this way. I am gonna have 3 different formulas. So formula 1, I am gonna grab 9IG, 6IG together, and this is gonna be her shadow routage. If you have not tried the 9IG, do yourself a favor, just do it, because it gives you the most perfect blonde. Now the 6IG is gonna create the shadow because it's more pigmented dye load because it's at level 6. So I'm gonna squeeze out 15 grams. So another thing I like to do is I like to squeeze a little bit of Misty Mauve in. I love Misty Mauve because it gives a little bit of that taupey mushroom feel, just a little bit more dye load. It's not gonna hurt just to squeeze about like 5 grams out. We have the 6 volume dedicated developer. Always use dedicated developer, okay? So it's gonna be 1:2 ratio. So that would make 150 grams of developer because it's 75 grams of color altogether. And you're gonna pour that Olaplex right on in there. And then we're gonna do formula 2. So formula 2, what I want to do is grab 9IG with 10A. So I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze out both tubes. All right, so now I'm gonna mix it 1:2 ratio, and I'm gonna squeeze it in there. So we got the boosters here. We got the pink glow booster, ultraviolet booster, turquoise booster, and aqua blue booster. So I love to use the blue booster when I'm lightening dark hair. Like let's say I'm lightening a level 2 to a level 6. I'll use the blue to control orange. I'll use the turquoise to control red. The ultraviolet is great for controlling yellow on blonde hair. It gives that perfect iridescence. Pink glow, I love to add it to rose gold to give it more of a pinkier rose, because some people might see rose gold as really, really pink. So you have that option, and then we have the Love Booster in the EU, which is very, very beautiful as well. So I'm gonna grab the ultraviolet booster, and that's all I'm gonna need. You don't have to get carried away. Our friend, Olaplex. Okay, pour her in there. So remember, this is your darker formula and this is your mid formula. Then I'm gonna add clear to the mid formula and drag it through the ends. All right guys, we are gonna apply the shadow root to the rootage, obviously. And this formula has the 6IG on it. So as you're applying it and the color starts to oxidize, it may look scary to you. You might go, oh my God, that's a dark shadow root, as opposed to this. The contrast is like almost night and day, right? Don't get scared. It always looks darker while it's processing, because a lot of us, we're so used to toning hair wet that when you're doing things dry, it looks more dramatic. So your eyes go, oh my God, it's gonna go dark. Just trust the process, you're gonna be fine. We only put 15 grams of 6IG in there, and we need that shadow root so it looks natural. So over time as she shampoos and the dye loads come off, it still has the dye load there, so you still have a shadow root that looks natural. So you see here, I'll just wipe her shadow root down. I like to drag the shadow root down just a little bit lower in the nape, just because I feel like it gives a little bit of dimension. So now I'm going in with the second formula. So per usual, I make sure I melt the color in seamlessly together. So don't be afraid to get your brush and drag that shadow root formula right into the second one, because you want it to merge seamlessly so it's not abrupt. The worst is when you see like the shadow root and there's like a line. So you want to make sure it just kind of just melts right in. All right, so you can see the shadow root. I get the brush, I drag that shadow root formula right on down, right? This is my chance to really drag it. So now my last formula is 10A by itself only, and I'm just gonna run it down through her ends. So remember, 10A has a violet base to it and it's ash, so it's very, very pigmented. You can see that she has some warmth on her ends. So I just wanna make sure I cancel all that out. And I'm just gonna apply this throughout her whole entire head, just on her ends. And then we're gonna let her process for 25 minutes and we're done. You guys, we're done with Lena's hair. Her hair looks so pretty. Look at this. I mean, hello. You know how hard it is to get Asian hair this blonde. I mean, we all know. Lena, how do you feel?
I'm blonde again.
I hope you guys like that tutorial. The recipe is like right there. I'll leave all the recipe below. I mean, obviously we use Gaite My Daddy Ice Gold and 10A, and you see how beautiful this is. I'm obsessed. And follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Everywhere. Mimi! Mimi is gonna make a guest appearance. We love Mimi. She's over 15 years old. She's been with me forever, since Oklahoma. Anyway, guys, download my album More to Me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, everywhere you consume music. All right, love you guys much. I shouldn't even put Mimi up here because now you don't look as blonde next to me. We don't put Mimi down because she's gonna look way too light next to you. She's gonna make you look yellow. We can't have that, okay? We can't have Mimi competing with you because you're the star. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Leave comments below, thumbs up, hit that bell, subscribe. Okay, bye.
You don't look at me, don't talk to me, not touching me. You're giving me a silent treatment. The silent treatment. The silent treatment. Don't talk to me, you don't talk to me. Oh, but I wish you just talk to me. The silent treatment.